Hello, my lovely spectators. Didi here. Welcome to my studio. I have a little bit of a prototype here. So I just want to tell you what we're doing today. We are doing Roxy's weekly challenge for 2026. Every Friday, she puts out a challenge or prompt and she creates a mass make of that item using whatever she has on hand, mostly, using a lot of scraps and stuff like that, but, whatever she has, book pages and things like that. So this one is up on the 17th, which happens to be in March, also mass make March, which I've been doing. So this is going to be like an umbrella because we are going to make multiples. And also, it's a Test Me Tuesday because I had started that, right? Every Tuesday I want to do one of the challenges that I'm part of. And also the 100-day project. So I've been going good. I've posted a lot of advanced stuff for Mass Make March, so I'm in, this will be day 17 of every day there being a video. So we're going to work on what she did, which she called it a large book page pocket. So what she had, this is my little mock-up, right? I had some scrap paper here. So not everything is completely adhered the way that she had done it. So basically, she had taken a floral book page from like a herbal or some kind of plant guide here, taken the text pieces to make a hinge, and she had attached that hinge and it expanded over this way, right? So originally it was a flap. Then on that page, she added a book page behind it. So that's what the book page is. Here's the hinge coming around. And then she added another decorative element to make a pocket by gluing it to that, and then this being a pocket. So you would have something that you could actually put into a signature. So that's why I'm calling it extra large signature page, or I'm calling it signature page with pockets. I may say pockets because I don't know how far we're going to go. So what I'm doing is I'm using another sampling of the Toulouse-Lautrec pages that I got from the book. So it had 50 or so prints. The paper is beautiful to use. I know there's a huge glare because it does have a sheen to it. So I grabbed a bunch of these. I think there's 10 or 12 here. We're going to try to mass make. So I'm thinking about, how tall things are. So I might be having to possibly, I mean, it really doesn't matter because you just don't want to go past your journal height when it comes to making signature pages, right, that go into a journal. Just like organizing it. So pretty much I have a few really short ones. So you know what? I'm just going to take those off the table, right? And we're just going to work on the ones that are more or less, the higher ones. I think I have about 10. So I'm going to need to adjust the image in terms of when I'm going to put it into the journal. So I'm going to stick to a 6-inch by 8.5-inch journal, right? So I'm probably going to stick to 5.5 by 8 or just under 8. So I'm going to need to cut these all down to 8, right? I have some coffee dyed yellowish paper, right? So you can see some of the coffee dye. So this is standard 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to maybe incorporate this into part of it because I don't have the same things that she has, right? I have a bunch of music paper that's been coffee dyed aggressively and stuff. And also I have some book pages that have been coffee dyed as well. So in her version again, right? At first I was like, wait a minute, why would I cover my image? But I'm forgetting that this is going to be, I wasn't paying attention, that this is going to be in a signature. So this is a setup of a signature page. So this page is going to be on one side of that stitching in or however you used to do it. So this image is going to be here, right? It's going to need to be hinged to the pocket, right? And then the book page is going to be finishing off the pocket on that side, right? So this is going to have book page. That's going to have book page. Maybe I'll use some music here to accent. I'm not sure quite yet. This is going to have the image, and then we'll see what the back looks like, okay? So we're going to do that. So I'm going to need to cut out the image page and the book page to be the size of my journal. And then the hinged page, we'll connect it all together. We'll figure out that size in a minute. So what I was saying is I want to cut these down so that I'm at the right height, right? So well, let's look at that first, right? And so I'm gonna worry about the length because you can do a couple of things with the length of it because it is, you know, working out for us. So I want to do this to have it be at under 8. So this one is fine, right? So it's at 7. All right. Let's see. Are they all gonna be good, or do I have to even cut any of them? Let's see. Gosh, no, I don't. The only thing that it would be is that it's not going to match exactly. All right, not a problem. So we looked at the papers, we looked at images. We're not going to have to cut them for height. They're all under 8. Perfect. We are going to need to cut the music stuff and the book stuff because they, in fact, are a little bit bigger. So let's start with the book pages, right? I cut them out of the book themselves so they don't have a jagged edge. I'm just trying to, I'm going to stack them all together, right? Because, I mean, you know, it's okay, precision, but I'm just like, you know, I'm going to get it to be around 8. And I'm going to go over here to 7 and 7/8, right? Feels crooked, but that's lined up. This is lined up. I don't know. So hopefully this is going to go through. So again, let me just double check. 7 and 7/8. 7 and 7/8 down here. Right? I don't think you could see down here, but that's where I'm at as well. Okay, better. And we're just going to slice through. When you're slicing through a lot of papers, do not go hard. That could be what makes you go off track, and then you could skip and hurt yourself, right? Okay, now I said that I wanted to keep my pages to be about 6, right? So let's actually do 5 and 5 and 7/8. I'm just thinking, do I want to stick with 6? But I'll do 5 and 7/8. Okay, so we're going to do 5 and 7/8, right? Hold on, let me see something here. Because I need 12, so let me see what that looks like. This is going to give us 5.5. So I guess we're going to be good because it's going to give us, if we go to 5.5. So let's do 5.5 so that we have enough for all of the pictures that we have there. So 5.5, right? Up to 5.5. Okay. I'm going to cut this down. Okay, good. All right, so now we have the other part of it. So we need to create the hinge that's also going to be, what's the word? The hinge that's also going to be the pocket. So we've got all of those done, right? These I'm going to save because actually I have another project that I'm thinking of a mass make that I'm going to need strips. So we're going to use those as well. Okay. So we cut this down. Okay, good. And we have them more or less the same. They're a little, seems a little bit off. I don't know why. Things are crooked. 4.5. Okay. It's going to bother me. So am I going to cut them off just a little bit? Get them a little closer. These will not serve my purpose, but I don't know, so I will throw them in my little stash for the next project that I'm going to use those strippy strips that I'm going to use strips for. Okay, so we didn't cut these down to 5.5 because I'm going to do something specific with them. We have these, which is another one. Now we need to get the connecting piece, which is going to be the hinge, right? So from that, we're going to do this. So let's say I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's say 6 of those. Okay. So I want to take them over here and I want to cut them down to the height that I need, right? And so again, some things will be not exactly perfect, but that's fine. And we're going to cut them down to 7/8. 7 and 7/8. 7 and 7/8. Okay. So that they match up with the other stuff. Okay. And even though the hinge, they might have been able to be a little bit a different size, let's say. but we're making a pocket, so we want that size consistency. More strippies. Okay. And then what I was thinking is we're just going to cut this in half again. Now, that may be seeming like it's going to be too big, but we're making a pocket as well as a hinge. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do, what I'm doing. Okay, so we're going to go to 5.5 again, right? Because this is 11, right? Our papers are 8.5 by 11. So we're going to go to 5.5. So that book was 5.5. Okay, so we're going to be having this. So we have 12. Okay, so now let's put this bad boy together, and then we will cut some music paper to add to decorate this piece that we have here. So what was done was a hinge was made on, I know I don't want to do it freehand, a hinge was made, so we're going to do a hinge, right? Let's say was it 1 inch? That seems kind of big, so I think we're going to stick with like a 1/2 inch. And again, now I'm just approximating because I don't know what a 1/2 inch is here. Okay, so we want a hinge that we're going to be connecting to the image. Okay, so our image is going to get connected over here, and then we're going to make the pocket out of this. So I'm going to show you that in a minute, right? So it feels crooked. I don't know why. Let's see, is it crooked? Can you see me, guys? Yeah. Is it crooked? It's crooked. Why am I crooked? I think I might just have to bust out the scoreboard, but I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. All right. So let's just approximate about a 1/2 inch and try to get it as straight as possible. Okay. That feels all right. So yeah, so mask making, I feel like I've had to do her challenges with my own little spin, right, on it, because I don't have the amount of stuff that she has. And so I want to honor the prompt and her project, which I watched her do. And then I'm going to try to figure out how I can make it close enough to it. Now, it's not like I build a lot of signature pages to have sitting around waiting for a journal. It's something that I've been thinking about, but I haven't done it. So now I'm going to have a little stash of 12 using the Toulouse-Lautrec and this one. When I did it, I started thinking about a whole other thing. Like, I wasn't thinking about it being a signature. It was more of a edge thing. And I was like, a pocket in the back, the image would be there, the pocket would flip, and this would open, right? And maybe a pocket in there. So I was like, that's way too different. So I, again, worked out on my little, you know, what's it call it? My little template there, what I needed to have done, okay? Which is to mimic as close as possible. So she had the one book, and then she used the hinge from the book for the image and the hinge. Then she had a book page, so she used that for the other page, or the other side of the signature page. And then she had her digitals. So I don't have a ton of digitals that I print out on a regular. Actually, was going through my whole Etsy shop, looking at all the things that I've purchased and making sure that I have downloaded them all already. So, and I put them on an external because I was watching Craftygrams, and she was it Crafty? No, it was Old Paper Lady? Old Paper Lady, I think it was. And she was talking about having bought something like 400 floral backgrounds with all these different tones and like beautiful. She was working on Masterboard March. I don't know whose challenge that is. But she was doing that, and she mentioned it. I was like, oh my God, that sounds fabulous. I mean, you know, to have all these florals, because what I saw her working with was beautiful. But, you know, she went back, she couldn't find them. And she seems to think that the store has gone, not, you know, kaput, in that the owner may have just decided to close their shop down. So I was like, oh, I better make sure I've downloaded everything before that happens to me. Because I do download from bigger people, like, you know, regular, like, YouTubers that we all know. Like, I've downloaded from, you know, Junk Journal Studio, Tracy Fox, Love Junk Journal, right? So yeah, so okay, so we have this, we have this. I'm bringing over the papers, right? Okay, now this is going to be, let's imagine this the image. I'm not ready to deal with those yet. We put the image here, right? Sorry, my bad. You put the image here. Oh my goodness. Put the image there and glue that down, right? This has to be a pocket. Now, the paper that's used from a book, it seemed pretty pretty sturdy. So what I was thinking was I would do something like maybe this, and I could have a little tuck spot here and a pocket here, and then it would be reinforced enough. So that's what I'm doing. That's the little bit of the change up. So it's still gonna, you know, the image is gonna be over here, but I'm gonna have those two things going on this side. Okay, so I need to do another fold on here, which is to fold it. So I need to do that because this is going to be folded in the back. So this is going to go to the back, and this is going to fold over this way. And I'm just going to leave like an inch from the edge. So that goes to the back, and I'm going to fold it over like that. So, because I also I need to know what this is going to be, how much it's going to be, because I need the music paper to decorate that. So once we have all the components, we can do a quick little mass make. So we're working on one thing at a time, right? So right now we're just working on stabilizing and figuring out the pockets, and then we'll work on the music page, and then we'll work on attaching in the different processes, right? So I'm not huge on putting a notch in here, so I'm not going to worry about having a notch be there. You'll see it because of the fact that it's a different color. It should be hopefully obvious, right? Also, some of this cutting of things, I'm forgetting that, you know, there's irregularities because I have coffee dyed everything. So the paper is a slight bit warped, right? Yeah, so we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Okay. And I mean, I might have more because, again, I didn't double check. I thought I had 12. I might have taken out 13. I'm not sure. So we will just go with it. But I also think that, you know, she had put on some of the book pages were actually bigger than the image page. So I may be able to do that as well. So we'll see. We'll see. Right? All right. So these are all ready. Good to go. I'm going to stack them for a second because I want to get a rough estimate on how close I was to them all being the same. And then I could kind of get an idea of how much book page I need to get. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see if that fold that I did was on the semi-consistent, right? So I'm looking at this and I'm saying, yeah, pretty much, right? It's kind of consistent. So let me just grab one. Let's say this one. And we'll see that it's about 2 inches, you know, that I folded it. Okay. So I might just want to, you know, fix it to 2 inches, right? So I will address that 2 inches right there. So if this is on the page, you could still tuck something. Maybe I will put a little notch on this side. So yeah, let's do that. Where are my notches? So again, we're doing things in phases. I'm gonna go somewhat. Oh, I hate this. Well, yeah, I don't like that. Plus, I'm supposed to put music paper on that. So let me stop trying to jump the gun and be all cutesy. All right. So we need something that's about 2 inches by, let's say 7.5 by 1 3/4, right? So let's get an idea of that. So we can have pieces that are this way. We can have pieces that are sideways. That's all up to us. I'm gonna grab, these are small. They were already cut into. So let's see. We're just gonna change it up. So I need to cut these down to the appropriate height first, right? So let's take a look what we got going on here. They are roughly 9 by 8.5. So I want to cut them over here. So I want to cut this edge off to the 7 and 7.5 or so. So take my ruler. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.5, right? 7.5. Okay, I'm trying to line up over here, down here. You guys can't see, but down here. Okay, let me make sure. I don't want to mess it up, guys. I don't. So yeah, that's good. 7.5. All right. So 7.5. Okay, more strippies for the other project. All right, and then we're going to cut these at 1 3/4. Okay, see how many we can get. 1 3/4. Okay, let's go over here. 1 3/4. I'm like, oh, that's 2 pieces of paper. Okay, 1 3/4. Again, 1 3/4. I know my thing shifted a little bit there, but I'm okay with that. You know, it's shifted not quite a bit, but it shifted enough that I can see it. So I'm gonna just skew that off over there. Okay, and then we're gonna do 1 3/4, which is here again. Remember, I need 12. Okay, so I probably will be able to get 1 more out of this, and we will keep the strippies for another day. All right, and then let's see how many we have. Okay, 1 3/4. Okay, here we go. All right, so let's see how many we have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need 2 more. Let's see, can I get one? No. Yeah, I can get out of here. I can get it out of here. Now, this book is music from a Disney book, but I don't use these images. So I use it more for the book music stuff. So I can get another piece out of here, right? So let's do this first. Let me go over here. Again, looking down here to make sure I got my line up correctly. So we're cutting this off. Okay, right? And then I'm going to turn it around because I can't cut that way. I'll hurt myself to get the 1 3/4. Okay, so then I'll have 12. But then the height needs to be adjusted, so I'll do that next. Okay. There we go. That's about right. Okay, and strippies over there. And then we need to cut this down. I'm just going to use 1 as a reference point. And I'm going to cut it right there. Okay. So how many of you guys set up your signatures, you know, set up special signature pages? You know, I know there's a lot of people that are talking about, you know, having those go-to elements and having structure. So like, you know, whatever you have in one, you need to have in each one, if that makes sense. So let's see, what do we want to do? Do we want to, yeah, let's deal with the pictures, because I think that's going to be the interesting piece here. We have that little flap, and we could adjust that later. So what I was thinking, okay, is that these pictures, if there's edges up here, right, for me to go and take this and just cut it like that, it would be losing craziness, right? So I kind of have to look and see if I want to take off a little bit on each one, and if I can, so if I took off a little bit, meaning for her, for example, and we can do a quick little run, right? For her, I want the main focus, right, to be here. So that's taking off quite a bit, right? But I could shift it to here. So I could take off, like, let's take an inch, but that's still not going to be enough because I need to hinge it. So it needs to be right up to there. That's a lot to take off, 2 inches. Let's see what the rest of this looks like. I could take the 2 inches off, sure. This one's okay to take off 2 inches. I think taking off this 2 inches is fine, right? That 2 inches is fine. And I'll tell you why I'm focusing. Yep, those 2 inches is fine. There's nothing going on in these 2 inches that's like, oh my God, you know, like this 2 inches would be so interesting, this face here, right? So yeah, this is cool for 2 inches to be taken off. Yep. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so we can definitely take off 2 inches on each of these sides without a problem. All right, so we'll set that up in a minute. I want to look at the other ones that were short. Yes, I could take off 2 inches there. Sure. That might be pushing it. This one might need to be an inch. So an inch for this one and an inch for this one. The rest can all be 2 inches, right? So I know I got papers because I know studio all over the place. So so the mask make, and maybe my approach, and because I'm thinking this throughout with you, is taking long, but you know, I want to make sure that it's understood. So I put them all towards the side that I want the to be off, the 2 inches to come off of, right? And then I'm gonna put it here and then do my 2 inches. Where did I put the ruler? Oh, here it goes. so because I know that I am and I need strippies, I'm gonna take off 3/4 first, right? Just because I'm gonna use it in my other project of strippies, right? And then we were at 9, right? So we had to go to 7. So of course I'm not gonna go to 7 right away. I'm gonna take another, let's say we take a 1/2 inch more off, right? 1/2 inch off. All right. Because my little project needs some variation of sizes. Okay. All right. And now we'll go to the 7 that we were saying we were going to go to. No, I moved it a little bit. That's all right. Okay. So that's going to be that we took off the 2 inches so we can get up into the piece of what we're doing. Okay. All right. So all these little strippies will go into my next project. Okay. These we wanted to take off 1 inch. So let me take off the inch off of those. Oh my goodness. I'm telling you guys, so small. Oh, sorry if my arm is all up in there. Okay, with this one I want to take off just 1 inch. So we're just gonna take off, we're just gonna do a full inch. I'm not gonna go through all those other sizes, you know. So okay. All right. So now let's do the first set of attaching, right? So the first thing of attaching is going to be to attach the image to the hinge that's on here already. So we're going to start with that. So here are images and here are our hinge pages, right? The other piece is going to be for our pocket, so that'll be later. And then we have the decoration of our pocket. Okay, so we don't need that. Oh, and we're just going to grab some glitter glue, right? I'm going to turn all of my papers over like this, right? They're all upright the right way. Yes, like this. And what I'm doing, right, is I'm gonna hinge it. I'm gonna put it like this, right? So I want to make it like the least amount of fussiness, which let me fuss now, right before. Yes. So these guys will go in here, right? So if it's shorter, I'm trying to center it. Then I'm going to open this up. And from here, I'm going to add my adhesive. Get out the way, but don't disappear. All right. And so I can also see that I'm not going to need to go all the way up. And I need that to open up, right? So my hinges like that. So let's do all of our hinging and we'll just keep it going. Okay, so this goes here. This guy's gonna go in the center, right? If you want to put it higher, if you want to put it lower, that's up to you. I'm gonna just keep everything in the center as much as possible. And then I'm just gonna glue where this paper is, okay? All right. I think that, you know, when I started buying books and stuff like that, and I was really intrigued with like books that were art and stuff like that, that I wound up purchasing, you know, really interesting imagery. And then it's like, how to use it? Because I don't know what my style is yet, but I wanted everything. So, but you know what? I feel like it could be totally eclectic, you know? So I am one that I would just throw things together and, you know, if it works, it works. And I think I've been pretty lucky in my way of doing things. Okay, so again, this is the problem, right? I'm having to waste time for every single one to return it around. So turn it around so it's in the position that you need it. That will make things go faster, right? And then coincidentally, this is the top from when I took it out of the book. Right, because they were in there like almost like what's it called? Oh, like a souvenir, or like you stamp book when you find a certain ones and you paste them in. I know that wasn't what happened, but that's how they were in. Just a little line of adhesive on one side and then a little dot on a corner, right? So see, like that. Now this, I don't have to fuss with that. I messed it up because I fussed around too many times already. So let's just get this on there. Okay. All right. So yeah, so this one's a little long, but you know what? I'm gonna go with it. I'm still gonna try to center it, right? And it's not extremely long. And I think it still works because remember, we didn't go all the way up to 8. We were under 8. So we're definitely going to have a little bit of wiggle room. Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, this is my first time doing the mask make. I'm enjoying it. I like to figure out processes and stuff like that. So, and so the books that I have, I'm like, I'm going to cut into them. No problem. I'm going to cut into them. I'm going to have fun. I'm going to build a stash. I'm going to make some journals, you know, all of that good stuff. Yeah. I've been doing searches on Etsy to see what kind of things people are selling. I put a couple things there myself, but I think I still have so much more to offer on that respect. It's just building the correct ads to bring the people. So, all right, let's go. Okay, so it seems to be, oh, this is probably the one that was supposed to be the same size and it's just slightly off. That's okay. All right, a few more and then up to the next step. Okay. Yeah, I like to kind of bring you guys like more idea of a measurement or how to get the measurements. I can appreciate when some of the junk journalists are saying, you know, all of our stuff is different, but, you know, some of our journal sizes, you know, like a good old standard 6x9 journal, you know, to some people, because they use the 8.5 by 11 paper and just fold it in half, you know. So we can work around that. Okay. Isn't that so cool? I love dark. I overdo my coffee dyeing. I just recently got some doilies because I want to see if I can do like that whole thing where you get the print when you coffee dye, because you have like the doilies in between. So that's my next little adventure, you know, because I pretty much coffee dyed everything. I've coffee dyed mixed media paper, I've coffee dyed music paper, book pages, copy paper of all different colors. Like this is not white, this is like a yellow based copy paper. I've done pink copy paper, blue copy paper. I've done white cardstock, I've done white glossy lightweight film paper, photo paper, like, you know, coffee filters, paper dollies, index cards, cheesecloth. The list goes on and on. All right, so now we have this situation, right? So all of the backs of the signature pages, right, are there. I'm just gonna try to stack them to show you, right? So you have all this irregularity, okay? So what I was thinking of doing was to take each one of these. So since we're working with this, let's just finish this off so we don't mess anything up, right? And this one, you really can't, you know, whatever, how do you call it? Not mess it up, right? So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? And let's say a half or 5 3/4, right? And so I'm just gonna make a mark there. And I'm going to fold up, okay? But in reality, I'm going to turn this over and make a pocket on the back with stuff from the image. That was a good suggestion to me to not lose a lot of you know, the picture, right? The artwork. Now this, you can decorate, maybe stencil, maybe you could have put a book page prior to. I didn't, right? And so just to kind of finish one of them off, let's just take what our next steps are, right? So we go in here and we put this in here. This is what we're doing, right? Okay. We are, let's see, making sure that this is 2 inches tall, right? Okay, 2 inches, just about 2 inches tall. Okay. Okay, we're going to take one of our music, okay, and we're going to adhere this one here. Okay. So it's going to go right there. Now it's very traditionally book card maker style, with the mat being so precise. But you know, it's okay. So then once we have that on there, we can pop this out and it works better because my thing doesn't like single paper, right? And then we're gonna close this up real quick. Okay, I'm gonna close it up this way. And then with this one, we're going to also, staying within the length of the book page, right? We're gonna close this up. Now, do that. Okay. And this is the pocket signature page, right? Oh, you know what? We should have also glued there. I forgot. So I'm gonna sneak some glue in there right now. Okay. All right. So when you stick it in your signature, right, on the other side you'll have this tuck, this pocket, decoration. Do what you may. On the other side in the signature, you have this picture. You can do whatever. You can add a tuck spot. It's up to them. You turn it over, you have a pocket. You can also add some more stuff here. Like if I wanted to, I'd be like, oh, this is messed up. Maybe I take a piece of this, right, that I had already done, right? Maybe I tear it and then attach it here, right? In that way. Maybe you have really, really wide washi you can put there. Right? I don't know if that would compete with this, but I wanted to use this part of the paper. So that's what we're making. So I'm going to keep making them, but I probably will fast forward and then we'll wrap it up and see how they're all going to look the same. Basically, they're all going to look the same. So this is the mass make idea. So I'll do one more slowly. And then I think maybe, you know, you guys can, I'll sign off and you guys can go and, you know, enjoy other people's content, which is fine, which is fine, which is fine. We're gonna put this one in there, and we're gonna put this here. So this is one of the Disney ones. I don't know, I'm just afraid of Disney because, you know, you hear so many people that little people, Disney's going after them, so they got those AI things working, you know, and like finding people that even breathe the word. That's it, I can't say anymore. Right, so we're gonna do that. Then we're going to pop our notch on this side, so that is an obvious pocket there, right? And we're gonna take our book page. Okay, I tend to put the book page like this so that I see the words. I have to turn it this way. I don't know if that's a right-handed person thing or what. Okay, this one seems to match up exactly. So, you know, like we said, the folding is going to have some irregularities. So we're going to do that. And we're going to do this over here. Okay. And we're going to adhere. So now we have the pocket on this side. Right. Sometimes I feel like also when you're trying to glue on stuff that's been coffee dyed, it doesn't catch as nicely as one would think. Okay, then with this one, right, I want from here, I want 1, 2, 3. Can you see? Oh well, from here, so I know the paper's in here and it's going to open up completely. I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half, and I was doing it to 3/4. And then on this one, it's going to have a pretty bigger pocket. Okay, and I'm good with that. I don't mind it. This doesn't, it loses some of it, but I don't mind it. And it being bigger, I don't mind that either. So, you know, and this we could decorate over here. So I'm going to close up this side with the two sides right here. So I'm getting a double pocket on mine because I'm also putting that, because at first I thought it was to glue down to a page, but it's not. It's a pocket. So, yeah. All right. Let's do one more. So with this, again, we want to make sure, because, you know, or whatever it is you're going to cut it to. Now, again, I was cutting precision and this is that. If you were the type of person that wanted to line it up, take your ruler, rip it. Hey, if you were to line it up, mark it, then take it to the trimmer, and each one individualized, hey, that's great. I want to do the mass marking. I think for me needs to have like consistency across. So I want to have it where I can know that I'm gonna need to cut 12 of these, right? And they're all gonna relatively be the same, you know, because that's what it means in my brain. Anyway, so if you are new and you've been enjoying today's video, I will say please subscribe. Keep coming back all day, every day in March. I'm going to be having a video, and in my interpretation of things, and you know, my spin and my processes. No, why am I saying like that? I'm not Canada or whatever's processes. Okay, let's stop talking, Dee. And yeah, if you enjoy, then please come back. Like, comment, tell me what you are doing. If you're doing mass make, I'd love to know, you know, because I want to make sure that I could visit as many people during this month, find some new people. I have found so many new content people, and yeah, if you've been following me, thank you so much. I really do appreciate always coming back, and I appreciate that we have hopefully build a connection, because there have been people who have been commenting, and that's been awesome, you know. And I see a repeat commenters 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 3/4 here. Yeah, so that's awesome. And you guys also, please, you know. So this didn't like coming out the book, so when I did it, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get rid of it. So I'm gonna line this up. I'm gonna place this here, line that up there. Okay, come on, where's the line? Oh, there it goes. And then I'm gonna okay, so that's gonna be gone. No, it's going in my little thing. Now I see what that happened here. That's no bueno. So what I'll do is, because it's going to be inside, I'm just going to reinforce it with a little bit of tape. I'm not going to twist the tape over to the other side or anything like that. A little bit of tape. Now, I didn't do any inking. You could totally ink this after the fact. You can open it and flip it around and all that good stuff, if that is what you want to do. So yeah, so anyway, I'm going to follow through on doing all of these. I've been lax in doing my postings to Instagram to show my mask makes, because I've been doing, I get an idea and I pop it in a day. So I'm almost pre-advanced, whatever you call it, recorded for like almost the whole of March, which is awesome. All right, so this is what this mask make is about. Make yourself some signature ready pages, right? Get sewn in over here. And over here, I have the pocket because my thing happened to work out this way. But if you were to put your paper 11 this way and not cut it right away, you could fold it all over and make a pocket. That's up to you. And then, you know, I have to decorate and cover a few things, but put washi. But we got 3 of them done. I'm going to make the rest of whatever's here and throw them in my stash. So thank you so much for watching. Take a look out for me. I'll be up and with something every single day. But until next time, ciao, ciao. Bye.